Beetlejuice, Home Alone, and Waiting for Guffman to her collection of SCTV characters. My first guest is an extraordinary talent, a great comedic actress, and she's now in a new film called Home Fries with Drew Barrymore. Ladies and gentlemen, Catherine O'Hara! Hello! Hello, Catherine. So are you nervous now, or are you okay now?
Always.
Yeah, you get nervous about doing these and haven't done an interview since Letterman. How many years ago?
Many. Before he moved to CBS.
And
I've been holed up on an island with 2 babies for 3 months, so I haven't actually been out and talked to people anywhere, let alone on TV.
The 4-year-old and the 1-year-old.
Yes.
And you've been with that's all you've done for a couple of months, huh?
Yeah, 3 months.
So you've been talking in strange language for 3 months, like da-da, ba-ba.
Actually, my 4-year-old's amazing. Stuff he comes out with noise.
Like?
Converse as an adult. He intimidates me.
Go away.
Yeah, no, he's great. He's amazing at conversations. He makes conversations. He'll start them with, "That was a good party last night, wasn't it, Mom?"
He's 4 years old?
He's 4, yeah.
I put my son to bed once when he was about 4 or 5, and he said, and I've always remembered this, he said, "Mom, when you die, will you come back and be the guardian angel for my children?" And I went,
"Oh,
okay."
yes." Like, God bless him.
Where do they come from?
Yeah. Or why does God love us?
Why? Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Why does? So what did you say?
Why does God love us? How much? 'Cause he loves you. I try to describe how you feel when you love so much, when when you love your little brother so much, you love mommy and daddy, and he said, God feels that all the time for you, no matter what. But I can't explain everything. The responsibility is too much. No, but he's amazing.
I said to you backstage, and you I guess I was. You said you sound surprised when and I guess I was. I've never thought of you as a straight actress, or dramatic actress. Right. And in Home Fries, this role you play, you are really, you scared me a little. For a little second, I went, oh, this is how would you describe this woman? She is.
Well, somebody today said deepest denial they've ever seen, but to me, it's dangerous mother, every parent's nightmare. She just wants to affect her children to her own benefit in each moment, trying to get them to do what she wants to do, but will take no responsibility for any effect she has on her children, when the outcome comes out. Just someone who is so self-absorbed and sees herself as a victim and has no idea how she is affecting her children and what power she has over them.
I said she reminded me when I was watching the screen, that woman went through my mind for a second. Remember the story about the woman who was the cheerleader? And there was another kid who was going to get the job, so this mother was going to have that kid killed. Yeah. So her daughter would get the job. Yeah. I looked at the screen and went, they're similar, these women. You could hang out with her.
Yeah, I should explain. Yeah, I'm talking kind of vaguely about this woman, what she does, I guess. Well, they think her sons interpret what she has said to them as directing them to kill their stepfather, who has been cheating on her. But of course, she says, "I never mentioned the word kill, did I?" But he's dead, fine. Okay, it's done. But I had nothing to do with it. But especially the older son. You'll meet Luke Wilson in a moment, but Jake Busey plays the older brother, and he's just so. Oh, the poor boy lives to impress his mother, and trying to interpret her and trying to second guess what she means, because nothing he does will be.
Yeah, she's like never to her kids.
Hear thank you from her. Yeah. It'll never be good enough for her. But he just keeps trying, which is not unusual in many homes.
What would you do if you were in her situation? What would you do if your husband was fooling
that?
Her?
Exactly, I would.
And if you're watching, honey, I'm not kidding either.
Well, I like looking at the sort of the tragic side of characters. To me, that's what brings out the real humor, and why God gave us humor, to be able to exist, amid the sadness, and the tragedy and self-made for this woman is her it's her lack of self-esteem coming from somewhere, which makes her obsessed with herself and then never seeing how she's affecting others, right? And I actually was cheated on by a boyfriend, and what it does to you is the cliche response is to hate the other woman, but she's as much, wanting someone to love her as you are, as he is, whatever. But what it does is just kill your self-esteem. Everywhere I went, I was sure everyone knew that my boyfriend had chosen somebody else over me. I just felt like that everywhere I went. It just kills you, it wipes you out. And then you think, how can you let somebody else affect your life this much? But that's what we're here for.
So what would you...
To do it the other way, to do it well for each other, but...
And Hillary Clinton, if you're listening...
God bless her.
Well, no,
I hope they had an agreement, those two. I hope they knew. I remember before he got elected, they had that, I think it was 60 Minutes, and she said, we know who we are. We know what our marriage is. You've heard enough. You know as much as you need to know. Either vote for my husband or don't. So I hope to God they know what's going on. I don't think you should force politicians to be married and have families and present this, perfect picture. If he's a single guy and he's meant to, he should be allowed to be a single guy in politics. Because I think he's a good president. Otherwise, he's...
So you're like,
just has a little problem. No, really, he should be single in my eyes.
We're on two different thoughts here.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No, because I agree with you.
It's humanity.
If somebody does that to you, but I know of myself what I would do today. For me,
what do you think?
It would be I know, it would be the end. I would, having been there and know how crushing it is.
Do you think you'd lash out, or would you take it?
I would just say, I'm sorry, it's over. Please pack up your stuff and leave immediately. I never want to see or hear from you again. Just go now. That's how I would react today.
But then there's forgiveness, too. I remember hearing there's a great...
Yeah, there is forgiveness. But did we make an agreement here?
Dr. Laura.
I mean, was there something here
even
you
Dr.
didn't
Laura,
understand?
who's very tough, said there are, basically two kinds of cheaters or adulterers or whatever, and one of them, is going to, it's a sign of a bad marriage or a bad, it's a sign of other problems, and another person is just habitual, and it could be, I'm not saying in my experience or whoever's, but it could be this person's, it could have something to do with your relationship.
I think
and
you could have that
something else, or just going an immature way instead of saying we're having a problem. They go and do that.
But you asked me about my relationships.
But what if he was a one-time kind of cheater as opposed to you took him away from his wife?
Okay, I think it's very clear when you have a relationship with somebody. I think you make certain obvious agreements, and I think they're spelled out. And here's what I expect at this point in my life. And I don't know about anybody else's, and maybe other people have special arrangements. But I'm only telling you what my understanding is. My special arrangement is if you and I are going to have. I keep pointing at you, but if
you and I are going to marry,
if you and I are going to marry, Catherine,
I'll be faithful to you, my darling.
You'll have to be faithful to me, darling. And that's all there is to that. I wanted to ask you this, though, and I guess I have to come back after commercial because we haven't even shown you the clip of the film, and I haven't gotten Catherine to read this yet, and I know she's going to want to read it because this may be something that the world has never heard before from Catherine O'Hara right after this.
Say what?
You're happy with your career we were talking about when you had left for commercial. You're happy with it? It's been good for you?
Yeah, I've been very lucky. I, of course, like to work more now, but...
If you could have any role you want, if you could pick any film, like I wanted that one or I want this one, what would you?
No, really, I don't really want anything to have been different, but I know that I did go out 4 times for broadcast news.
4 times?
Yeah. And read the whole script each time with the director and I really did. I mean, you get over these things, but... And it turned out he had, hundreds of actors go in 4 times, 5 times, 10 times, and read the full script. And
that sounds to me like excessive.
It's torture. Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's torture because you really think you have a chance for it. You think, I'm in. He loves me.
Well, he's got to. I've read this.
Who got the part? Yeah, but no, there's lots of. I'll see movies and I think, why didn't I even hear about that? Why couldn't I have auditioned?
Why didn't they phone me?
Yeah, but I'm lucky to have gotten what I've gotten. So.
You've come from somebody was saying to me that they thought that you had hard times going back, and I said I didn't perceive that. Well, I didn't perceive that when you were waiting on tables. I thought you got a lucky break back then when you were waiting on tables, and then
it was fun being a waitress at Second City.
It must have been.
That's the only place I was a waitress. It was fun.
Yeah, and you were.
I worked at the X for 3 years. That was tough.
That is hard. I did the free relish on the cracker line.
Did you?
You know how long people will line up for free relish on a cracker line?
They will.
Forever.
Hundreds and
hundreds, like for 12 days.
Free. I remember as a kid going for free peas from the Green Giant or something.
Free peas. And you line up for how long?
No, we wanted something else. We get peas again, and we dump them, and then get in line again. Peas. Get in line again. Oh, so silly. Free samples.
What were you doing at the X?
Honeydew, 2 years in a row.
Serving
honeydew right near the old clock that's gone.
Right.
clock tower. And then my third year was I worked at the Ontario building. I got to wear a uniform, a lovely polyester leisure suit. Felt very happening in a uniform. And I worked for the Queen's Printers and Publishers, and we took pictures of people and then ran them through a printer, and they came, you know, something like this little brochure with their picture on the front. And felt so cool. But the first week, somebody told me, put down demonstration, because if you put sales or food, you go in honeydew or somewhere. But if you put down demonstration, you get these top jobs with polyester uniforms. So I put demonstration, and my first day, they had me doing astrologies.
Astrology?
Saying, come in, get your computer astrology. But I was so... And the two people they hired, the other girl and I, were born on the same day, the same year, the same month. So weird. But she, like, two different signs, because she was amazingly aggressive getting people in. I was, sorry, could you please? No, it's okay, never mind. Sorry, they fired me.
Were you shy?
Sorry?
Shy?
I guess, yeah, except when I'm acting.
Except when you're acting. So you end up waiting tables and end up in one of the greatest things that ever came out of the city, and we have a clip from it. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the great moments of the thing that will never die, cannot be killed.
Can't put it to sleep.
Cannot put it to sleep. SCTV.
But really, I owe it all to this man right here, Bobby Bittman, who gave me the opportunity to prove to the world that, hey, I can act. I can really do it. As good as Eva Marie Saint, or Elizabeth Taylor, or Bette Davis, or anybody. I love you, Bobby Bittman. I want to bear your children.
Well, it's what?
I'm so sorry.
You're so sorry. Do you watch them? I mean, God, the thing
Sometimes.
is, it will run forever, you know. It'll be like Star Trek. Your great-great-grandchildren to be going, that is her, isn't it?
Oh, how sad for them.
By the way, Catherine.
Scary.
Did you know that I have a pilot's license?
Well, I had no idea, Dini. Did you know?
Did I know that? I was saying sometimes I put questions on cards that just sound silly. I was to ask Luke, who's coming up next, Luke Wilson, who plays Catherine's son in Home Fries, who plays a helicopter pilot, except it's a bit of an insult to those of us. By the way, did you know I am a helicopter pilot? Who are pilots, because they play kind of like dodo pilots.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you got to be pretty swift to fly a helicopter.
They're volunteers.
They're actually, you know, you have to have an IQ over 180 to fly a helicopter. Did you know that, Catherine?
Oh, miscast them.
Yeah, just I asked you just one last question. Have you ever lost it totally through giggles and hysterics?
Always.
Completely lost it under control?
Marty Short and I were the worst at Second City Theater. We had this scene we were doing, you know, night after night in the show, and we started laughing one night, and then the next time we'd say, don't laugh, every night, and just saying it made us, before we even got there, we were ready to laugh, got on stage, and one night I thought, well, I can't look him in the eye, I won't laugh tonight, so I tried to look here. I looked here instead of in his eyes, and he kept moving his head, trying to get in my eye, like, and we started laughing to the point where you're like, we're silent, the audience like this. And Marty stopped. I've never seen anyone do this in the middle of a scene. Stopped. Said, sorry, we'll start from the beginning again. We laugh. And they were like, no, don't bother, please. And we did. And they were just glad you're having fun.
We're going to take a break. When we come back, Kathy will be joined by actor Luke Wilson.